So go ahead and obtain your source of iron in the form of steel wool, and make sure you have your source of oxygen. I hope you've had that before this lab began. And we'll start with step one. So step one is tear off or cut a piece of steel wool, which is about the size of an egg. I've done that, and squeeze it into the flask. So let me go ahead and do that. Now we're on to step two. Pour about 25 milliliters of vinegar into the flask such that it pours over the steel wool. Try to completely wet the steel wool with vinegar. So I'm just going to take this big bottle of vinegar, pour about 25 milliliters of vinegar into it. Get that piece of steel wool nice and wetted by the vinegar. So step three is pour out that vinegar, take out the steel wool and wring it of excess vinegar, and we'll put the steel wool back into the flask. I'm just going to pour out the vinegar. I'm going to reach in and grab the steel wool. I'm going to wring it out like a sponge. Okay. And put it back into the flask. Step four, let's affix the balloon over the flask. Okay, that's step four. Step five, measure the mass of the flask with the wetted piece of steel wool in it and the balloon over it, and record the mass in line A. So I'm going to turn my mass balance on. We got measuring in grams. And again, I'm just going to use a piece of scrap paper. And I have 134.39 grams. Step six. When the reaction finishes after 30 minutes or so, measure the mass of the flask, the balloon, and the products inside. Record the mass in line B. So basically, we just let this go for 30 minutes or so.